Hi, colleagues. I'm Ella Netsukai, and I will be talking to you guys about why animals should not be held in captivity. When we lack control in our actions, we can suffer from learned helplessness and we may stop to make choices altogether. This is the same for animals living in captivity. Wildlife sanctuaries exist because of the need to provide treatment, rehabilitation, and long term care for orphanated, confiscated, and injured animals. Sanctuaries are most clearly focused on the day to day health and welfare of these animals. But don't be fooled because these acts can also be considered animal imprisonment. Animals should not be held in captive in sanctuaries such as zoos and aquariums because it causes many withdrawals and can lead to scare dangers. I have researched this topic of animal imprisonment and I now have the knowledge to persuade you as to why animal captivity is in danger to wildlife creatures. I will show you an image from the the website of National Geography website, and it shows this. So the reason for this image is to show that animals are left in captivity and to show the different amount of years that different animals are left in there. So tigers, 5 years, giraffes, 5 years, sea lions, 10 or more years, orca whales, 25 years or more, and elephants, 20 years or more. So this image is showing you how long any animal can be left in captivity. Well, the main factors I'll be talking to you about animal captivity is cloning and behaviors with psychological needs and extinctions. These all will explain what situations can occur if animals are not released from the imprisonment, not released from imprisonment. Cloning has too many negative effects to be ethical. Cloning is a matter of making duplicates of animals to ultimately increase reproduction, which allows for more trade. Moreover, breathing difficulties are more likely to regularly happen once it has been demonstrated. So, a quote from the National Geography website: "A primate orphans have flooded rate states. Sanctuaries, primarily as a result of the bushmeat trade, as adults are killed for meat, their surviving infants may be sold as pets or attractions to commercial businesses. These orphans are later donated directly to sanctuaries or are confiscated by authorities and brought to sanctuaries." And this quote was by Frost, 2011. Animals are brought into sanctuaries to help regain health, but often end up being sold as an attraction, especially the parent of the animal. They're usually raised for trade, but adult animals are then killed if they are not raised for trade, which is taking an effect on cloning to replace a population. And cloning has increased population. The rate of animal population is always growing immensely. The gap of the year has not been long because from 2000 to 2006, the population in this sanctuary has been growing at a rate of 15% each year. This rate has driven by arrivals of new individuals with an average of 56 arrivals per year by Wolof 2017. The result of cloning has allowed sanctuaries to be overpopulated, which means more animals are in need. Most animals are more likely not to be given attention or lack daily needs. The daily needs consider bathing, eating, brushing teeth, and giving oral hygiene, and any other essentials that will be needed for animals. Cloning affects the daily needs of animals. Cloning can result breeding to have deformations or abnormalities. Cloning animals can interfere with animals being able to adapt to their environment because of the complex organisms. And problems with survivals can occur if relaxed natural selection may lead to accumulations of deleterious mutations, although this can be at least primarily migrated by captive population size and species generation time by Wolof 2017. This quote shows that natural selection allows animals to adapt and find their best fit for survival. If natural selection is relaxed, it's because the animal is manipulated, and is suffrage or can die of death. Since the animals are not original, it can be difficult for them to adapt like any other species. Many animals suffer birth deficiencies. When the offspring does not match the same genetic characteristics, the body and appearance can change or switch birth defects. Often include examples of birth defects often include abnormalities such as deformed limbs, a growing of two heads, changing color, and many other things. The offspring may become ill and have no way of living. Further, different behaviors take place in many animals, which which with a continuation of breathing and animals have changes in behaviors and animals may be socially accepted unaccepted. Keeping these animals away from their wild and restraining them in other captivity sites can cause deprivation and poisonous goods. According to Lahore, the behavior of wild animals can be defined as agitative responses or reaction of movements made by organism in different situations in the year 2018. This quote was mainly to show that animals can become aggressive because they are overwhelmed and stressed. The behavior is matched by an environment, and the animal maybe not be able to accustom, so they get agitated and they want to go home. Psychological issues distribute the mind processing of the animals that is accustomed to different regulations. Lions are referred because they are uniquely shared by their habitat and enjoy. So, in comparison to the lion's cubs, adults devote their time to protect their pride and hunting and captivity. They pass their time by sleeping and pacing. This quote was by Lenore in 2018. This quote shows that adult animals have no space to hunt and enjoy their habitat because it is not the true same as the natural habitat they are adapted to, they are primed to. So they're just not the same. So the environment that the lions stay in they are affected to lack a belongingness and in the sanctuaries can cause their psychological needs to go down, as in they can become frustrated, confused, and irritated. My last point is extinction. When the animals of that the species cease to exist anymore due to their lack of reproduction. Con- Continuously loss of adaptation ultimately stops the animals to change in the environment. Once an animal is moved from a habitat, firstly when they forget how to adapt and suffer from their characteristics, it allows them to adapt to different environments. The lack of reproduction on leads to extinction. Numerous species are in danger from disappearing forever. The percentage of wildlife species is declining every day, and it's almost imaginable for species to reproduce and are many imprisonment in the sanctuaries. In conclusion, animals in captivity are in danger. Cloning animals are affect health issues and make breathing become scarce. Issues such as birth defects and mutations are some health issues that can occur. The behavior of psychological needs allow the animals to develop disturbances and distorted thoughts. Lastly, extinctions is the main result of holding animals captive. Animals die out and species become completely wiped out. So by putting a ban on cloning of animals will end these problems. Without cloning, our world will function in a healthy lifestyle. Animals should not be held captive in sanctuaries, for it can affect behavior and psychological needs. Cloning and extinction can occur within animals if they are held captive. Students should make a contribution to an organization to animals that may be in need for financial assistance for health reasons. The freedom of these animals are at the palm of your hand. Put into action and keep them out of captivity. Thank you for listening.